Hey there. Welcome back to Pod and Deliver. Ruben, this week we're looking at an article titled Fewer LAUSD Teachers Feel Safe at School Amid Rising Fights, Physical Aggression on Campus. And this is by Howard Bloom. Like I said, it's LA Times, dated September 12th, I believe. And so, Ruben, this just came out. And I will say this, I'm not sure about your campus, although I believe your campus is mostly female. At my campus, we seem to be having issues with fighting again. Not as bad as last year, but this article talks about throughout the district, LAUSD, fights are up from one year to last year. It went up quite a bit. I have numbers here from the previous year. The previous year we had something like let's see here, 4,950 fights or some type of physical altercations to last year, 6,620. That's a big jump. And the first month of this school year, we had a 25% jump higher than last August, right? And so this is a big, and so a lot of schools have been trying to figure out what are they going to do with this. And the article talks about they have a program called it's not with police officers, but it's restorative justice. And what they do is they have a person come in, and usually they have they have an office there on campus, and they talk to the students. They find out, the kids who are being aggressive with each other, try to have them come and talk to, kind of like a counseling session, and try to find ways to resolve your conflict, and not fight. And so in the article, it shares, Jackie Goldberg shared that hasn't been too successful everywhere. And one of the things they decided to do a few years ago is to remove the police officers, and they brought that up. And school board members actually don't even invite the police into their meetings regarding dealing with safety and security in the campuses, which I think is a mistake personally. And so they, over the last couple of years, they've been removing all the police officers from the campuses. And parents in this article said, we would like to have a police back on campus. And I think, Ruben, if you were to talk to the teachers, they would say the same thing. This article is actually based on a survey they do at LAUSD usually do it in January, February. It's a school culture survey, and you just kind of share if you feel safe on campus. If you don't feel safe, they talk to the teachers, they talk to the staff, support staff, they talk to parents, they talk to administrators, talk to everybody, and they ask, how do you feel? And they have shown that there has been an increase of people feeling not safe on campus, 10%, about 10%. And so it doesn't seem like a lot, but that is significant. And so people are feeling, young people especially, students are feeling a little unsafe, especially if you're having a jump of 25% from last year in the first month of school. So, Ruben, I don't know. I think, personally, and I'm not sure, I don't know why it's such a difficult decision to have police officers back on campus. I don't know. I, I know at my campus, it seems like the younger teachers are against it and the older teachers are for having police officers. I'm not sure if it's a cultural thing, but maybe because of the whole bad, you know, black eye that police had got a few years ago regarding the Black Lives Matter. I'm sure that's a big part of it. But geez, I want to feel safe. I would love to see that police officer's car, right, our previous one, right there in front of school. But what are your
I
thoughts on
don't
this?
I don't know if of course I'm not anti-police. I approve of the police, but if I have to have a police on campus to feel safe, there's something wrong with my campus. So I'll just say that in general. Um, yeah, you're right. Of course, it'd be nice to have police available to you if something
Sure.
disastrous went on your campus. But what's going on in the campuses where we need cops on duty? Like there is something going wrong. And so you're not wrong to have police available, but also, why is it students are feeling unsafe when in the article it kind of describes the problem, or it basically says more students are feeling unsafe, there's more fights, but the enrollment's down. More fights, enrollment
I
down,
know.
and
Yes.
staffing is up. So something is wrong here.
And when you say staffing's up, it's that specifically the psychiatric social workers. They have 800 throughout the LAUSD. That's quite a bit plus.
Yeah, and I guess what I'm trying to say is that, okay, let's assume you bring more cops available on campus. Is that really going to address the problem of students feeling, I guess it will address students feeling safe, but why are kids getting into fights?
Yeah.
Why are kids having more mental health problems? That's my question.
Well, I think you could do both, Ruben. I think you could hire the psychiatric social workers, what they're doing. I'm not sure if this restorative justice is doing much, but I think police officers is just a piece of it. Then you have to deal with, you're right, what's going on with these kids? Why are they feeling they have to be aggressive? Some people have shared, I think they touch on it a little bit in the article that COVID, they were locked up for a year. They come out, they're not sure how to socialize very well. But it's been now, what, 3 years now since then, the final year that the kids were out. So come on, I think but I think it's a good move that they have the psychiatric social workers. We had Flavia Cabrera Rogers on a couple years ago, right after COVID, and she shared about what the schools are doing, and she just passed away. And so maybe we could dedicate this episode to her because she was a real firm believer of speaking to kids, spending time with them, and talking to them. And she would say, "Wow, a lot of these kids are really struggling, especially with the COVID. They are feeling insecure, and you start feeling so insecure about your not only your school but your family, your country, and what's going on, right? Where they had to close up everything. But yeah, so I think you're right. There's more to it than police officers, but I think that is a piece of it. I think that's the initial. I want to feel safe. I think that's good, and then let's deal with the deeper issues with the counseling.
Yeah, sh- sure. I mean, uh, some areas, some schools need police presence, um, and that might bring the student safety, the student measure of safety that might increase. But uh, back to your idea that restorative justice has been the answer for a
Yeah,
lot of schools. In the article, it mentions restorative justice includes students making amends for when they do wrong and taking responsibility for their actions. I almost feel like it's playing to the crowd, like you're asking students to say the right thing. I made amends.
yeah,
I took responsibility for my actions without really getting to the core of the issue. And so um, I guess
yeah.
maybe I don't have an answer.
Yeah,
At
I
least
don't know if these restorative people have that much psychological background. Like they're not psychiatric social workers. I mean, that's a different job. These are people who are trying to get these kids together, but they don't. I don't think they have that background, that the education. And someone could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they do. So I think you're right. I think it's just superficial, just to say, oh, we're doing something with the problem. We don't have police officers, but we have restorative justice individuals who are here to bring these kids together. It's not working, and it says in the article it's not happening. So and there is an issue they talked about. I didn't know this. Bal High School is real close to where I work, and they just this last week they had a gun, right? And so they're mentioning that just even beginning of the school year, there's been Ray 4 guns confiscated, loaded guns. Can you imagine? That's pretty crazy.
I- I'm at a I'm at a new school, and what I notice about the school that I'm at, and it's a private school, so it's a little different, is that the requirements are high, the standards are very high, the punitive measures are real, um, and so students rise to the occasion. They really
Sure.
do. And so I feel like there's something about that as I'm walking around my campus and thinking, maybe we need to go and really raise the standard. And maybe some of the schools need to think about that. And I guess that's my only contribution to this
No, that's
discussion,
fine. I will say,
besides adding police presence.
right. I will say one last thing. I think that I'm kind of frightened that there's gonna be a situation where somebody gets hurt. I mean, like life threatening. And that's when they're gonna, I think, figure out, wait a minute, we have to, this restorative justice was a nice little thing that we tried, but let's get a little deeper here and let's figure out how we're gonna handle this situation because it's obviously an issue if we're having an increase of fighting and that type of behavior in the last couple of years is just increased. And they're seeing that this year is gonna be worse than last year. Already it's already showing in the first month. So yeah, I agree with you. Let us know how you feel about this topic. Tell us how your school is. Do you feel safe? Do you feel safe when you come onto campus? Do you feel like your students feel safe? Let us know. And also do us a favor, go ahead and click that button, subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of great episodes coming up for you regarding films and books and guests. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot. And we hope to see you soon on Pod and Deliver. Have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.